The players didn't react well, the fans didn't react well, and the feeling after the game was that the squad became complacent. But beyond the pitch, the news is exploding, and honestly, I don't blame the news outlets, and I'm being truly honest. Stay with me until the end, because we're going to address all the controversies involving United right now, including the referee's laziness in the elbow incident with Bruno Fernandes. This is United Watch. No fluff, just facts. Hit like and subscribe to stay updated on the Red Devils. Let's get into it. The headlines today are dominated by the stalemate against Sunderland, but the real story happened in the dying minutes of the second half. Bruno Fernandes was caught by a clear, intentional elbow to the face from Nilson Angulo, and somehow, the refereeing team decided to look the other way. This wasn't just a missed foul, it was a blatant red card offence that could have completely shifted the momentum in our favour. Michael Carrick didn't hold back after the whistle, stating that Bruno was viscerally unhappy and the entire bench was in disbelief at the lack of VAR intervention. Seeing our captain targeted like this without any protection is becoming a serious concern for the fans. It highlights the high-stakes pressure we're seeing as we fight to secure that third-place spot. While the result is a frustrating 0-0, this incident proves the fire is still burning in this squad. Carrick is keeping the focus on the bigger picture, but the message from the dressing room is clear: the team will not accept being pushed around. This grit is exactly what we need for the final stretch, especially with the Champions League within reach. Now, while the captain handles the fallout on the pitch, Carrick has been very vocal about another player who is becoming absolutely essential to his plans. While the frustration over the officiating continues to simmer, there is one major positive that everyone at Carrington is talking about. Amad Diallo has officially reached untouchable status within the squad. Even though he was substituted at the 75th minute for Bryan Mbeumo during the Sunderland clash, his influence on the pitch remains the cornerstone of Michael Carrick's tactical vision. Insiders and specialists like Graham Bailey are reporting that any suggestion of selling Amad in the upcoming window has been firmly shut down by the club's hierarchy. Carrick himself has been glowing in his praise, describing the young attacker as an absolute joy to work with, calling him both talented and exciting. This isn't just coach speak, it's a clear signal that the Ivorian is a non-negotiable part of United's long-term future. The Starboy nickname, used by the fans, isn't just for show anymore. Despite the low-intensity nature of a scoreless draw, Amad's consistency throughout this season has made him a standout performer. His ability to create space and drive at defenders provides a level of technical quality that Carrick finds indispensable. Reports indicate that several European clubs made informal inquiries about his availability, but they were met with a swift rejection. The message was simple: unless an extraordinary, record-breaking offer arrives, Amad stays exactly where he is. This stability is crucial for a young player's development, and it's clear that Amad is thriving under this vote of confidence. What makes this even more significant is the personal connection between the player and the manager. Amad has publicly signalled his happiness with Carrick's leadership, even sharing social media posts that reinforce their strong working relationship. In a world where player-manager dynamics can be volatile, seeing this level of mutual respect gives the fans a lot of hope for the next campaign. By securing Amad's future, United are not just keeping a talented winger, they are protecting an asset that defines the new, youthful energy of the club. As we look toward a confirmed place in the Champions League, having a player of Amad's calibre locked in is a massive boost. He represents the shift toward technical excellence that Carrick is trying to instill across the entire first team. However, as certain players cement their place, others are beginning to speak out about the reality of the squad's limitations. This brings us to a very candid admission from within the dressing room that has raised quite a few eyebrows. While the headlines are focused on the refereeing drama, some of the most revealing comments after the Sunderland draw came from inside our own dressing room. Sen Lammens, who has stepped up significantly this season, gave a remarkably candid interview that is now circulating heavily among the fans. Despite keeping a clean sheet in that 0-0 stalemate at the Stadium of Light, Lammens wasn't just celebrating his own performance. Instead, he took the opportunity to address the elephant in the room, the desperate need for more quality and depth in this Manchester United squad as we prepare for a return to the Champions League stage. Lammens was very clear, stating that this is an incredibly hard league and you simply must have players who can come in and maintain the level whenever they are called upon. It is a rare moment of public honesty from a current player, and it highlights a reality that many supporters have been feeling for months. The Belgian goalkeeper, who wears the number 31 shirt, has every reason to feel proud of his debut season in Manchester. Filling the void left by Andre Onana's loan move to Trabzonspor was never going to be an easy task, but Lammens has proven to be a reliable and composed presence between the posts. His performance against Sunderland was another example of his growth, showing the togetherness and resilience that Michael Carrick has instilled in this group. However, the fact that he is already looking toward the 2026 and 2027 campaign with a call for reinforcements shows a maturity and a tactical awareness that goes beyond his years. He isn't just happy to be here, he wants to win, and he knows that the current reliance on a very small core of players is a massive risk. This sentiment is being echoed across social media, with fans on platforms like X praising Lammens for his honesty, with many saying that he is finally saying what needs to be said about the state of the roster. There is a growing consensus that while the spirit of the team is at an all-time high, the physical reality of competing in the Premier League and Europe simultaneously requires a much deeper pool of talent. Carrick has done a masterful job with the tools he has, but even the best tactical minds can't overcome the simple exhaustion of a squad that isn't being rotated. Lammens' comments about needing people who can come in when it's needed is a direct call to the recruitment team to ensure that the upcoming summer window is used to provide the manager with a bench that can actually change a game. It's about more than just filling spots. It's about having tactical options that don't weaken the starting 11. This internal pressure from the players themselves is a powerful indicator that the squad knows they are on the verge of something special, but they need that extra support to truly compete for the highest honours. This urgent need for technical quality and physical presence in the middle of the park has naturally led to some very high-profile recommendations from club icons who know exactly what it takes to dominate at Old Trafford. The conversation around Manchester United's midfield has taken a fascinating turn following a very public endorsement from a club legend. Jaap Stam, a man who knows exactly what it takes to dominate the pitch at Old Trafford, has identified the player he believes is the ideal successor to Casemiro. In a series of comments that have gone viral across platforms like Simply United, Stam didn't just suggest Frenkie de Jong as a target. He went as far as saying he would personally cycle to Barcelona to bring the Dutch international to Manchester. It's a statement that carries immense weight, especially as the club looks to bridge the gap between technical quality and the physical demands of the Premier League. Stam's view is that de Jong provides the perfect blend of ball retention and tactical intelligence that the current setup occasionally lacks when the intensity ramps up. This recommendation comes at a critical time for Michael Carrick's squad planning. The reality is that Manchester United has struggled significantly whenever Casemiro is absent from the starting 11. Statistics from this season tell a worrying story. The team remains winless in every Premier League match where Casemiro didn't start, recording 3 losses and 1 draw in those 4 instances. This dependency on a single veteran figure is exactly what icons like Stam and Wayne Rooney are highlighting. While Casemiro's experience is invaluable, the drop-off in control and physicality when he isn't on the pitch was evident even in the recent stalemate against Sunderland. During that match, while players like Mason Mount and Joshua Zirkzee were picking up yellow cards for mistimed challenges in the midfield battle, the team seemed to lack that specific technical pivot that can dictate the tempo of a game under pressure. The debate among the fans on social media is split between those who trust Stam's legendary intuition and those who worry about de Jong's ability to handle the sheer physicality of English football. However, the consensus is growing that the midfield needs a technical masterclass to compete in the Champions League next season. Carrick has been forced into minimal rotations due to the lack of specialised options, which has only exposed the thin margins he is working with. By bringing in a player with de Jong's profile, the burden on the existing core would be lightened, allowing for the kind of tactical flexibility that has been missing during the more gruelling stretches of this campaign. From an analytical perspective, Stam isn't just talking about a transfer, he's talking about a fundamental shift in how United controls the middle of the park. Relying on a 34-year-old Casemiro to play every high-stakes minute is no longer a sustainable strategy for a club sitting third in the Premier League and eyeing European glory. The winless without Casemiro stat is a loud alarm bell for the recruitment team. If United wants to move from being a competitive top 3 side to a genuine title contender, the technical quality in transition must improve. De Jong represents that bridge, a player who can receive the ball under pressure and find the likes of Amad Diallo or Matheus Cunha with precision. This push for a world-class midfielder isn't just a suggestion anymore, it's becoming a requirement for the club's evolution. And as it turns out, the board might already be one step ahead of the legends, with a massive deal for a top-tier powerhouse, reportedly entering its final stages. Why high-profile recommendations from club icons who know exactly what it takes to dominate at Old Trafford. While legends like Jarp Stam are calling for reinforcements, the Manchester United board is already moving at lightning speed to secure the first major piece of the summer. High-level reports from transfer insiders like Nico Schirra and Alfredo Padula have confirmed that United has reached a full agreement on personal terms with Atalanta's powerhouse midfielder, Ederson. The deal is set to be a massive statement of intent, with a contract structured to keep the Brazilian at Old Trafford until 2031. This isn't just a speculative link. An official offer of £45 million is currently being processed to satisfy Atalanta's valuation, which sits around the €50 million mark. The momentum behind this transfer has accelerated over the last few days, with all parties reportedly optimistic that a final resolution is just around the corner. This pursuit is a long-term project coming to fruition. Jason Wilcox, a key figure in United's recruitment structure, has been a vocal admirer of Ederson for years, tracking his progress through Serie A and European competitions. The influence of agent Andre Curie has also been pivotal in navigating the exit from Italy, ensuring that United stays at the front of the queue ahead of other interested European giants. For a club that has often been criticised for slow negotiations, the efficiency of this Ederson operation signals a major shift in how the Red Devils handle their business. It is the cornerstone of what insiders are calling the summer transfer master plan, a clear effort to fix the spine of the team before the grueling schedule of the Champions League begins. The timing of this breakthrough is perfect, given the tactical struggles we've seen in recent matches. Ederson is not just a high-energy player, his technical profile is almost a mirror image of what the squad loses when Casemiro is sidelined. He brings that rare combination of defensive aggression and the ability to drive the ball forward under pressure, something that was sorely lacking during the late stages of the draw against Sunderland. In that match, the drop in intensity was clear, and having a player of Ederson's calibre would have provided the engine room with the stability needed to turn a single point into 3. The buzz on social media is already reflecting this excitement, with fans praising Wilcox's vision and celebrating what many see as a quality-first signing that addresses a specific, glaring weakness in the current roster. Analytically, this move is a masterclass in modern recruitment. By securing a player who is already entering his peak years and locking him into a long-term contract, United is protecting the future of their midfield. Ederson provides the physical presence required for the Premier League and the technical composure needed for European nights. This isn't a panic buy or a short-term fix. It's a strategic acquisition designed to allow Michael Carrick the freedom to rotate his squad without suffering a catastrophic loss in quality. If the deal crosses the finish line as expected, it sends a clear message to the rest of the league. Manchester United is no longer just participating in the market, they are dictating it. This level of proactive planning is exactly what the fans have been demanding, and it highlights a growing consensus within the club that the current lack of depth is the only thing standing between this team and genuine title contention. As we peel back the layers of Manchester United's current situation, a significant internal consensus has emerged that explains a lot of the tactical decisions we've seen lately. While the players and staff are united, there is a clear and shared understanding within the club. This squad simply lacks the depth required to compete at the absolute highest level consistently. Reports from specialised outlets like @UT Report, citing internal sources, confirm that the coaching staff and the board are in total agreement that the roster is currently operating at its absolute limit. This isn't a criticism of the players' effort, but rather a cold, hard look at the numbers. Under Michael Carrick, Manchester United has used the lowest number of players in the entire Premier League this season, relying on a core of only 19 individuals to carry the weight of a top-3 campaign. This lack of rotation was painfully obvious in the final stages of the goalless draw against Sunderland. Even though Carrick tried to inject fresh energy by bringing on Bryan Mbeumo for Amad Diallo in the 75th minute and Patrick Dorgu for Joshua Zirkzee in the 65th minute, the overall rhythm of the team seemed to plateau. When you are only rotating the same handful of names, the physical and mental fatigue eventually catches up, especially in a league as relentless as this one. Former manager David Moyes recently highlighted this, speaking on the brutal pressure of Carrick's role. Moyes praised the current boss for keeping the team in third place despite having such a thin deck to play with, noting that managing a club of this magnitude with so few reliable options is a massive achievement in itself. The internal acceptance of this crisis is actually a positive sign for the upcoming transfer window. It means there is no denial within the hierarchy about what needs to happen next. Wayne Rooney has been very vocal about this, urging the club to announce the permanent stay of Michael Carrick as soon as possible. Rooney's logic is sound. The sooner Carrick's future is officially secured, the sooner the club can pull the trigger on the recruitment plan specifically designed to fix this depth issue. The fact that players like Sen Lammens are openly discussing the need for more quality shows that the dressing room is ready for competition. They know that to survive a Champions League schedule alongside a Premier League title charge, the squad needs at least 4 or 5 high-level additions who can start matches without a drop in performance. From an analytical standpoint, this 19-player statistic is the most telling piece of data from the entire 2025-2026 season. It explains why Carrick has been so hesitant to make early changes in certain games, and why the team sometimes looks to be playing on safe mode during the midweek fixtures. The reliance on a small group has created a fantastic sense of unity, as seen in the way the bench reacted to the Nilson Angulo incident, but it has also created a ceiling. This internal consensus is the final piece of the puzzle that justifies the massive investment we are seeing in players like Ederson. The goal isn't just to improve the starting 11, but to ensure that the drop-off from player 1 to player 25 is as small as possible. This is the hallmark of a trophy-winning machine, and it seems United is finally ready to build one. Looking at the full picture of today's updates, it's clear that Manchester United is at a pivotal turning point. We started with the sheer intensity and frustration of the Sunderland match, where the 0-0 draw was overshadowed by the referee's failure to punish Nilson Angulo for that late-game elbow on Bruno Fernandes. That moment of red card robbery served as a reminder of the competitive fire burning in this squad, led by a captain who refuses to accept anything less than total commitment. While the points were shared, the message was sent: this team will fight for every inch as they secure their place in the top 3. Beyond the pitch, the news that Amad Diallo is officially untouchable provides the stability the fans have been craving. Under Carrick's guidance, Amad has evolved into a cornerstone of the future, a star boy who represents the technical excellence the club is striving for. Combined with the candid honesty of Sen Lammens regarding squad depth and the legendary backing of Jaap Stam for technical reinforcements like Frenkie de Jong, the blueprint for the 2026-2027 season is becoming incredibly clear. The club knows its weaknesses, and more importantly, they are already acting on them. The breakthrough in negotiations for Ederson is the most concrete evidence of this new, proactive Manchester United. A £45 million deal and an agreement on personal terms until 2031 show that the summer transfer master plan is already in motion. Jason Wilcox and the recruitment team are moving with an efficiency that we haven't seen in years, addressing the midfield gap left by Casemiro's absences with a player who brings both physical power and technical poise. It's a move that should give every United fan confidence that the board is finally aligned with the manager's vision. As we wrap up today's news, the focus remains on finishing this season with the same resilience that has defined Carrick's era so far. We are in the third spot for a reason, and with a Champions League return all but confirmed, the excitement for what this squad can achieve with the right reinforcements is at an all-time high. The road from that stalemate at the Stadium of Light to the elite European stages is being paved right now, one signing and one tactical adjustment at a time. This has been your comprehensive news breakdown on United Watch. We keep it direct and stay on top of everything happening at Old Trafford, so you don't have to. If you enjoyed the analysis and want to stay ahead of every transfer update and match reaction, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep this community growing without the fluff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Glory, glory, Man United.